Hey, Mega Moms, Jessica Hensley here with Real Estate Mega Moms, where we help moms create a life and a business that they love. And today we're going to be talking about all things lead generation. So what do you do to generate leads? And more specifically, what activity are you doing daily? We here at Mega Moms in our businesses and the agents that we coach them to track their attempts, which is really the only number that you can control. An attempt is how many people did you attempt to talk about real estate? Doesn't mean that they answered the phone or that you actually got to have a conversation, but what was your action? And if you track that long enough, you'll get to see, okay, it takes me 20 attempts to have, on average, 5 conversations. And if I have 5 conversations, I'm booking at least 1 appointment. So it just gives you data so you can know what the controlling number needs to be. The controlling number is your activity. So where are those attempts going to come from? They're going to come from these lead generation sources. And that's what we're going to talk through. We're going to give you a few ideas and share what we do. So Steph, what are some things that you do or maybe have done to generate leads and generate those attempts and conversations?
You know, when you were talking about that, I remember our lead tracker that we have. And that is a wonderful way to just kind of go through daily activities, because I think that's where most of us get lost is we wake up in the morning and it's like, what in the heck are we supposed to do? And like the kids start crying or, you know, we have laundry to do. And it's just like, we forget, it's like, what are we supposed to do? So I think it's really important. And even for myself to know, it's just like, every day you need to do like certain things. So, you know, if it's calling expireds, if it's getting a hold of for sale by owners, if it's contacting so many people in your database, every day if you have a sheet, and I think that we still have that sheet probably in one of our
resources. Yeah.
Resources. I think that's just wonderful just to have every single day, like at the top of the day, put the date, and there's so many things that you need to do every single day. Just do that sheet every day. And then you know that you've done something. You need to do something every single day, the same thing every single day to make sure that you're doing your activities. You can farm, and there's a ton of different things. But I think that, you know, making sure, again, like for sale by owners, having like a plan is super important.
Yeah, absolutely. And I will say this, let's specifically talk to the person, the mom out there that is behind on your goals. So if you are listening to this and you're not quite where you want to be this year, you're a little bit behind on your income goals, your transaction goals, this is for you. If you are ahead of schedule, your business is rocking and rolling, business is flowing to you, obviously something is going right, whether you are consciously making that effort or not. There may be something, you know, intrinsic that you're just doing, like being connected in the community, or, you know, like for me, I don't have to pick up the phone and call 20 people anymore because I have a past client database. I have a plan in place to communicate with them, whether it be through social media, on their birthday, on their home anniversary, in our monthly newsletter, doing giveaways. We get a lot of business that just is like the come list me or I want to buy business. So if you're listening, that's you. This may not apply, but when you are down, when your business is slower and you're complaining about it and you're frustrated and you're scared, ask yourself, what am I doing every day to generate business? What am I doing? So we're going to talk through some things that you can do, and that I feel like some are really easy to do, should really be no-brainer. Some may take a little bit more planning and effort, but it's worth it. And the point of all of it is we're just going to scratch the surface of some ways that we've done to generate business. It's not we're not exhaustive list. Like there's a million different ways that you can generate leads. But what you need to do is narrow it down. And my advice would be to start with one thing. If you're not doing anything at all, start with one thing, master it, do it every day for the next 30 days, but also commit to doing it for a year, but do it for 30 days, master it before you add another lead gen source. I'm saying if you are square one, you don't have any business and you don't know what to do, don't spread yourself too thin and try to do 20 things at once because you won't be successful. Choose one thing. The next thing would be to choose 3. So once you've mastered the one, then you have our permission to add 3 sources. And that really should be enough for you to generate all the business that you could possibly want. You're going to master those 3 sources and you're not going to add, you're not going to divide yourself. You're just going to keep on, going deeper on the 3 sources that you choose. So let's.
So I think use this as your daily track. Start writing down these things as we go through them, and use them as something that you can focus on when you get up in the morning. Start writing these things down.
So what would be the first thing that you would recommend a lead generation activity? And you don't have to go into like specific detail, but just give me, your best explanation of it.
Open houses. Right now they're hot. So I would say start planning open houses. If you don't have any listings, ask around your office and ask if you can hold open houses. This doesn't have to be just on the weekends. Try an evening open house and just start opening the houses, meeting the people.
Yeah, I love that. And that was on my list too, because it's the appearance of being busy, especially if you're a brand new agent. You want to try to help people, to help the seasoned agents in your office by maybe even volunteering to help them with showings, and you would just get paid like by the door, or like Stefanie said, do the open houses, and it's going to give you something to market. So you're going to put that I'm hosting this open house, come see me, put it in your stories, do videos. You're going to have so much content around that one activity that it's going to almost be like killing 2 birds with 1 stone, right? You get the activity of the open house, potentially people coming in that would want to use you, but then you get the appearance of being busy on your social media. So your friends and family will be like, oh my gosh, I always see Stefanie doing open houses. I want to buy a house. I really should use her. She's my friend. And it looks like she's killing it,
And like even the week before the open house, go through and do the videos. There's so many things that you can do. And, if the listing agent is in your office, they're going to allow you, and they should allow you to be able to market that open house the week beforehand. So utilize that. I used to do a ton of open houses and at the beginning of my career, and I absolutely loved it. So it's a wonderful way to get to know the business, especially if you're new as well. So get out there and do them. I would pack in 4 on Saturday, 4 on Sunday. That's a great way to get to know the business and meet new people.
Yeah, I love that. So that kind of leads me to the next idea, which is posting online. And you may be thinking, well, is that lead generation or is that marketing? So specifically when you're posting, ask yourself, am I giving this person that's seeing it on the other side of the screen, am I giving them an opportunity to connect with me? And we call that a call to action. So it could be as simple as posting your number on there and saying, if you want more information, call me. It could be as simple as send me a message for more information, or it could be a link to your website if it has some sort of a lead generation capability where people have to give you their name and number. So any of those or a combination of those is good. And I can say, I see it. I see the agents on my team and in our downline and in our coaching group, when they're posting and it's consistent every day on their stories, on their business page, on their personal page, they have people that are reaching out just because they're seeing them. Oh my gosh, I see you. You're posting all the time. You're doing so great. And the whole point of that posting daily is to be top of mind. So who is going to see it on your social media? Your friends and your family, right? And we always say that you should focus on your friends and your family first, that a lot of your business is going to come from them. So that's the way to be top of mind and to kind of overcome the objections. One of my girls that works with me right now, she was sharing that she had some family members that one decided to do open house or for sale by owner. The other one decided to make an offer on a house and use the listing agent's office. So somebody in the listing agent's office. And now she has this other person that's like calling her for advice, but he says, well, I really don't want to use an agent. I'm going to do for sale by owner. And she's like, I am so frustrated. Why are these people not using me? And we got to talking through it. And I said, honestly, you haven't been putting out on your social media that they should use you or why they should use you. We should not just assume that everyone's going to work with us or that we deserve their business. Now, this particular girl deserves their business. She's awesome. But they know she's awesome, but they may not know she's awesome at real estate yet. And that's because she hasn't put enough stuff out there. And, for her, she actually doesn't want as much business. She wants to be on the slower side. She was on my staff for a while and was pretty busy with that. But I told her, you can send it as a referral. There should be no limit on how many referrals you put out there. So all that to say, that's why you want to post. Okay, I'm not saying you're going to bang everyone over the head with real estate, or house for sale, just generic posts. No, this is what you're going to do. You're going to give real life, interesting examples of what's happening in your real estate business day to day. You're going to put that in your stories. You're going to do a quick video about it. You're going to post a long rant about it, right? There's so many examples this girl has that she could probably share of cautionary tales that she's learned just from being involved in my business. So do that. So Steph, what other ideas do you have?
Well, I would say holding like a mini event, some type of networking event, like maybe your top 10 vendors or even your top 10 clients, like a VIP event, and then asking for the business or mentioning, don't forget, I'm your agent, or do you know anyone that's thinking about buying or selling? It's amazing that if you just start asking, what kind of comes up in the conversation. So a mini event could be like, there's a place down the block that has like a boutique. And they offer, if you have a VIP event, they'll offer 30% off to everyone that you invite. So I can go there, I can put up my EXP Realty booth and like hold a drawing, and I can co-sponsor it with a lender, and everyone comes in and they actually even have drinks for that, like drinks and appetizers that they give you and give the clients that come in, and 30% off, and then I get 50% off. It's crazy. Then I can invite like all my besties and my best clients and all those kind of things, and just start the conversations and just, hey, do you know anyone that wants to buy or sell? They're going to ask how the market's doing. And normally you can drum up like 1 or 2 leads, like 1 or 2, like maybe they're thinking about buying or selling this year. Plus you're going to have a good time, and who doesn't need to have a good time? So, it seems like it could be stressful, but it's really not. Send an invite by email. It doesn't need to be fancy pantsy. And once you do it, it's like, hey, I'm really glad I did that. Let's just do it. Just make the appointment, call the boutique or call the place. Actually, a lot of boutiques would really welcome doing this. So try it and just call your VIPs in. I mean, it's worth it.
I love that idea. We did a succulent party at a local flower shop, and it was probably like one of my favorite events because it was just for the girls. We did it for kind of more of a smaller group. I think we limited it to 25 people, and some people that registered, I was like kind of surprised. One of them was a first-time buyer. She's probably 21, and then we had someone that was recently divorced. That was one of our sellers who was probably in her 50s. Like they just, some of them were single women, some weren't, but it was just like probably something that they wanted to do too, you know what I mean, to get out and connect, and because it's hard to find opportunities if you don't have that girl, tribe or whatever. And not everyone has that. I know I don't have a ton of really close best friends that are local. And I hear that as a complaint a lot. So this is your opportunity to connect people and to be a friend, not just the real estate agent. So anyway, I love that idea. Another one, now this is going back to the social media a little bit. So let's say that you're feeling like, you mentioned to me earlier, Steph, well, I don't like to do video. So maybe you don't want to do video on your stories, or maybe your friends and family aren't local. Maybe they're like across the country and, you don't have a big local following. So what do you do then? Well, here's what I would do if you want to use social media as one of your pillars. I would go into groups. So think buy and sell groups, real estate groups, maybe like relocation groups, military groups, if you're in a military community. And you can start posting some kind of just items of value, not spammy, not like your business card, but, maybe it's like, hey, I know a lot of people are relocating from out of the area. This is a cool resource that I found. Or did you know about this first-time homebuyer program that's available right now in this area? Or have you heard about this tax incentive that our county's offering? Like, just be a resource. And when you see somebody posting in search of a home for sale, or, does anyone have a contact for this, that, and the other, you be the person that comments, you be the person that reaches out, you be the person that adds value. And if you put some metrics around that, like I'm going to comment on 20 people's real estate need post every day and try to make true connections and be genuinely helpful, your business will flow to you, because what you put out, you're going to get back. You know what I mean? So that could be, if that's your thing, if you enjoy that, that could be one of the activities that you do every day.
I love that.
Let's do a couple more. What else do you have?
Well, go to your brokerage and ask them if they have a relocation department. We are certified with EXP's relocation department, and there are leads or referrals that can be given to you. So check with your brokerage and just see if there's a relocation department, what the process is to be part of that relocation team. Now, typically the referral or the splits are a little bit higher, but if you're slow and you're needing some business or open to some business with a little bit higher of a split, just ask about it. Or the teams or the people that do the relocation, if they have to do a BPO or broker price analysis or broker price opinion for those BPOs, maybe ask them if they would be interested in maybe some help doing those, because those are really intense. So, maybe ask those teams if they would be interested in maybe a one-time job for helping with those. So just, some interest that way if that's something that you are, I guess, interested in. So ask about the relocation.
Yeah. Hopefully this gave you a few really good ideas and nuggets, but I want to leave you with this. Pick a strategy and stick to it. I mean, I feel like we talk about that a lot, and it should be common sense, but we as women tend to multitask just by nature. That's how God designed us, to be able to take care of the kids, make dinner and clean, and, do our grocery lists in our head, all at the same time. And we tend to do that. But if you can slow yourself down and pick one strategy and just become excellent at it, do the research, do all of the planning, and don't get hung up there, because the key is action, but actually do it. Just do one thing. Just pick one thing. That's my challenge. And do the one thing every day. Track your numbers, track your attempts. This lead gen strategy, whatever you choose, you need to know what is the activity and how many times, like what's my metric of success. So when I mentioned the groups and trying to reach out to 20 people, that's 20 attempts. Track that for a month and see how many attempts did it take for me to get an opportunity, an appointment of a listing or appointment for a buyer consultation. And then of those, how many did I sign to a client and how many went under contract? So the more you do it, the more you track, the more you'll know what is that initial activity that I have to do. So that's what we had today. These are lead generation activities that you should be doing in your business, especially if you're behind on your goals. We've got you, Mom. You can do this. Don't give up. And we're going to see a lot of you at Abundance in Dallas. And so if you missed that, and because the tickets are done, we're not selling any more tickets, but we do have virtual tickets available. You're not going to want to miss that. We're going to have some amazing speakers there. It's always really informative and very affordable. So you can join us virtually and not miss out. So we'll link below for that. And as always, we hope that you have a wonderful week, and we want you to create a life and a business that you love. Bye, moms.
Bye.